What's up,
What's up,
guys?
guys? Welcome to. I'm sorry. This is that intro was just amazing. Welcome to
Good job.
welcome to the Bird's Nest. This is Velocity Sports only, and this is Condor, Albatross, and this is your host Magpie. How you doing, guys?
What we're doing? We're ready.
Not too
We're
bad, buddy.
prepared.
We're ready.
Yeah.
We've
This
been
is gonna be
waiting.
So
fun. I mean, come on,
so we've
it's been a
we've
while.
been ready. It's been a while. We've been ready to do this for a while, and
Oh,
now it's
we had
here.
someone like the. Sorry. We had some people liking the intro there.
Woohoo! I do like the intro. That was actually very good. It's a very good intro.
Good job. Good job.
So,
Continue, sir.
are you guys ready for sports? I know I am.
Yeah.
I
Always.
know. Okay. So let's dive into it. Also, hey guys, if you guys, have anything that you guys want to talk about, MLB, golf, NFL, NBA news, and more, ask us questions. Let us know what you're thinking. Here at Velocity Sport. All right. We're just going to dive into it. NFL Draft 2021 updates. Condor, what do you have for me?
Oh man. So let's get into the juicy stuff. We all know what happened. We all know that Miami traded back to 12 with San Francisco, putting them in the 3 spot. Following that, they traded with the Eagles back to the 6 spot. So Miami sits at 6. The Philadelphia Eagles sit at 12. As of 2 hours ago, there were rumors going around Miami looking to trade out of the 6 spot. Now, my question, the first question of the evening to Mr. Albatross, what does that 3 spot look like for the 49ers' future?
I mean, at this point, with everything I've been reading, it says quarterback. I think at this point now it's going to be what I'll throw my opinion out there because I've heard Mac Jones, I've heard Justin Fields, I've even heard Zach Wilson. But obviously, this is all dependent on what the Jets and the Jaguars do. I'm hoping, say, Lawrence falls one like everyone knows or feels they know. Obviously, the only people who really know are the Jaguars front office. Let's say the Jets go Zach Wilson. I really hope to see the 49ers take Fields. I feel like he's the ready now option that's left out of all of them. That plug and play, say Jimmy Garoppolo's health does what it has in the past couple seasons, or past season, I should say. Um, if he has that moment of relapse of health, then I think we need a quarterback that we can plug and play now, not necessarily somebody that maybe needs to take the next step, like a Trey Lance, which I feel like he's there, but just a little bit of work can make him a little bit better. Mac Jones, I feel like again is he's good, but will take a little bit of time to make better. So I really hope they go with Fields, which is the quarterback of the future for Shanahan's offense.
So let me ask this. Do you think that it's just might be a possibility that you guys go out for a wide receiver?
I mean, I don't see why we would at this point. I feel like the number one and the number two are locked down with Samuel and Ayuk. We can find a plug and play at the three. We obviously have George Kittle. You have plenty of mouths to feed already. Then you have Raheem Mostert in the backfield. I feel like the skill positions have been taken care of the past couple of seasons through the draft. I just don't feel like it would be very smart to utilize your draft capital that you just spent on anything other than the most difficult position to play on the field. I feel like we only need to utilize this opportunity to draft one of these quarterbacks. I think if we wait another year, we miss the opportunity on one of the dynamic quarterbacks that are in this draft. Because I feel like this draft, compared to the next that are going to come, I don't feel like the quarterback field is as heavy as it is this year.
100%. I think if they stayed at 12, they might have been taking a wide receiver, but them moving up to 3, that's a quarterback move. That's a Jimmy G, this is your last season. After that, you're gone. Or it's hey, after a couple weeks, you're benched. Like, what? Who knows? Who knows what could happen? That's what they do training camp for. But I think the 49ers are going to do the smart thing and let him sit for a year, do the Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, that kind of thing. You let a guy sit for a year or two, then give him the reins, and boom, hit the ground running.
Nope. Well, I guess my question to you guys is, say say those three quarterbacks go in your top three, right? We have Wilson gone, Lawrence gone, and then you have Fields gone. So you still have Mac Jones and you still have Trey Lance floating around. Now we look at some of the next picks that are coming. I foresee some line picks. I foresee some linebacker picks because, again, I feel like one of the best linemen in this draft is Slater. I think he's going to go behind Penny Sewell. And the only reason why I stake so high on Slater, just reference his tape against Chase Young. Any Chase Young game, Slater smacked him every time. Chase Young never got to the quarterback when he faced him, ever. Who else could say that? Who else can say that win against Chase Young? Not many. It's a very tiny list. So I feel like this kid is overlooked for the simple fact he's at Northwestern. You look at the prospect of Penny Sewell coming out of Oregon. I don't know. I think we need to look at that. Hopefully, see him going to a team mid rounds. Loading here. I'm back. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I would like to see where these other two quarterbacks though fall. I see the Patriots making a move. Sorry, but I see the Patriots making a move to get either Mac Jones or Trey Lance. And let's be honest. If Mac Jones has a moment under Bill Belichick or Trey Lance under Bill Belichick, Cam Newton's still there. The quarterback number one is taken right now at the moment. If he starts to fail, you have an opportunity in the NFC East that's very unique with all that money the Patriots just spent. I mean, how do you guys feel?
Yes. I think, honestly, you're going to have 1, 2, 3. You're going to have Lance, and then Fields or Wilson, Fields, whatever, in that order. Those three are going. I think at 4, I think Atlanta might even steal it. I think they might steal Mac Jones or Trey Lance. Just wait. This is why I say that. You still have good years of Matt Ryan left. You still have tons of talent. When's the next time you're going to be 4th overall in the next couple of years with an actual good quarterback prospect to replace Matt Ryan? I'll wait.
Like I said, the quarterback talent is thin. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's good quarterbacks that are coming. I'm a homer on this, but I feel if Brock Purdy takes the next year to really develop in this system that Campbell put him in, I feel like Brock Purdy can be a really good quarterback at the next level if he takes a few more steps this coming season.
If he matures,
that's going to be dependent. Right. So, I mean, there's some really good bright spots, I think, on some of these quarterback lists of next year, the following year. But I do not feel the same way that I do about Lance and Lawrence and Fields. I feel like a lot of these, I feel like the 5 guys we're talking about right now, we're going to hear about them for a while. That's the way I feel about them.
So here's the confusion that dawns on me is that I get that a lot of people love Trey Lance, okay, but do you guys really think he's going to go in the first round?
Yeah.
Because of the necessity of the quarterback position. It's the hardest position. It's the position where you also have the most fails. So, I mean, the people are going to take a shot. Why not?
I mean, that's cool. I'm looking at Trey Lance. He does have the tools to be possibly a starter, but what I see in him is what I see in Jordan Love. You see Jordan Love set out his rookie year. He sat behind Aaron Rodgers. But granted, yes, Green Bay went out and grabbed Jordan Love, and at the snap of their fingers when they when they could. And they went out and got him. But this is the question for me is what if you can get Trey Lance in the second round and you spend your first round on something that you really desperately need? And right now, I just don't see where Trey Lance will go inside of the first round. Now, I mean that's just me, That's just me. I just think that him coming from the college that he's coming from, not that much of a big competition, and you see how it went with Carson Wentz. So I think that's going to play a. I think that's. I mean, listen, I'm not the guy to judge a guy by the school that he went to, but what I'm
This is why
He
we're
saying
in the
is,
just
bird's nest.
did.
no,
This
I
is why
know,
we're in the nest.
and
Let's go.
I usually don't like to do this. I usually don't like to do that because
This is
listen,
terrible.
I scoped out a hidden gem that is floating all across the NFL draft wire right now by the name of Quinn Miners. Okay,
Okay, yeah, Wisconsin Whitewater. That's cool. That's cool and all, but it doesn't mean you
exactly.
can bag on a homie. Like,
Listen,
come
but
on now.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
be
I'm not.
real. No, let me just say, how is Carson Wentz so bad when he basically was the reason the Eagles went to the fucking Super Bowl?
I never said he
Excuse my
was bad.
language.
I never said he was bad, but I never said he was bad. What I'm saying is when you see
Beep.
how Carson Wentz was treated, when you see how Carson Wentz was treated
Well,
so
terrible.
far,
But
he was
hang on.
treated terribly. You know what?
Okay. No.
I'm not saying that Trey Lance doesn't deserve to go in the first round. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I don't see him going in the first round because of the fear of seeing how Carson Wentz played out in the school that he came from. Come on, let's
But
just be real. This is the NFL we're talking about, guys.
That's
right.
judging a book by its cover, though.
Right. I agree. I agree. Small schools are harder to sometimes make that jump. Carson Wentz is a bad explanation, or a bad example, due to the fact that I'm pretty sure he won the MVP that year, didn't he?
He was basically winning it until he tore his ACL.
Oh, okay, okay.
Right.
He was
Mm-hmm.
by far winning it. I mean, there was no quarterback playing at the level he was at that point.
Yep.
The only
Absolutely.
reason why this type of drop off happened, and I have to ask you to, for just one moment, take the homer out of you. And the Eagles front office is trash.
The
And they
organization.
always
Just say the
have
organization.
been. They always have been. The only reason why that organization has any respect in the NFL is, unfortunately, I have to give credit to crappy fan bases, but they're dedicated to their teams. Okay, I don't like Philly fans. I don't like them. They're always got this attitude that they're the greatest thing ever, but half the time their teams are not. But
Junk.
their front office is just garbage. There's a reason why a lot of people went to Philly but then left. You know, people gave T.O. a hard time, but really, was it T.O.'s fault? Maybe he had the same issues, with that front office. I think the front office is garbage. I think Carson Wentz, I'll say it here. We're going to have my first moment here. Carson Wentz will be in the conversation of MVP next year in a Colts uniform under Frank Reich. I would put any credibility I have left on it.
I second that. I second that. I definitely second that.
So I think we have to be careful, but I think, looking through some of the mock drafts I have seen, you do see Atlanta being pictured to take Trey Lance. And that is exactly what you're saying here. So I don't think it's that far fetched, but I really wonder where Mac Jones is going to land. I feel like Mac
Jones is going to be a Patriot.
I feel like that's where he's going to land. I feel like Mac Jones is going to New England. I think New England has made the right moves. They're going to continue to pay Cam his respect, which really surprised me.
Could there be another Tom Brady story though? A lot of people don't really see him as.
That's what I was going to say about Trey Lance. Just saying.
Yep.
No. Well, Trey Lance is definitely going to be the player to be talking about in the next odd number of years. Like we know this. We all know
as long as he doesn't go to the Eagles.
Of course. Yeah.
Sorry, Philly fans. If there's any Philly fans watching,
right now you cannot name me one quarterback right now that has had a consistent career in Philly.
Honestly,
after McNabb.
that was going to be. I'd say the only other one that comes to mind is the one before him, maybe Randall Cunningham for a short stint. But
after McNabb.
Yeah, nothing after McNabb. It's all been up and down. Carson Wentz was the long. Actually, I'm sorry. I take that back. Nick Foles is like the epitome of a Philadelphia Eagles quarterback. Okay?
Look, leave.
I love how this has kind of turned into some Eagles bashing time. We gotta get it back to focus here.
NFL Draft 2021 updates. Side news. Alex Smith announces his retirement today.
Yep.
Sad tear. You don't see
did.
it, but sad. There's a tear.
I seen the news and I was just like, damn, like he really is retiring.
He was considering signing with the Jaguars, he said.
Yeah, he was considering signing with the Jags. But I don't think that the Jags wanted to sign him for the amount of money that he's actually worth, that he wanted. And it was just time. It was time. Alex Smith, thank you for everything that you have done in Washington. And I wish you Godspeed, brother. Godspeed.
I'm glad that Niner Nation drafted him. Much love, Alex.
Condor, Pro Days.
Ooh, yes, Pro Days, yes.
So
I'd say so far, based on the Pro Days, I would say Zach Wilson's Pro Days still probably the best. Just the throws that he was making. Obviously, I didn't watch. Has Trevor Lawrence even did a Pro Day? Like, I haven't even paid attention. That's what I'm saying. Like, I haven't even really heard anything much about the kid, but it's like, has he even done it? Does he even need to have to do it? I don't know. But regardless, Wilson, from what I've seen, Wilson, Fields, and then Lance, from what I've seen, I like what I see from Trey Lance. Mac Jones actually had a terrible first pro day and was missing all sorts of throws, overthrowing people, underthrowing people. It was terrible. Just absolutely god awful. And then Trey Lance is over here just dropping dimes to people. So it's like, we'll see how it goes. I like it.
I'll say this. Mac Jones looked a lot more athletic physically than he did the picture he took in the locker room after the national championship. Okay,
right?
Don't be dissing on a dad bod. Okay, dad bods are totally successful in the NFL. Okay,
look, listen. All I'm saying is he looked more physically capable in his pro day than he did when he won the championship.
Here's all I got to say about it. I don't care if you come out wearing, your little bit of your gut hanging out because you drink too much beer. If you can throw the football, that's all I really care about.
Let's go, Brett Favre.
Don't throw picks and you don't get injured. Just don't pull a Brett Favre and leave your watch in the photo when you do it. But, just play the game right. Like, that's all I expect. I think Mac Jones will play the game right. I think Mac Jones is going to be someone in the Dolphins' thorn in their side. Bill Belichick and them and company are reeing up. The Dolphins are possibly missing their moment by trading everything to get young talent. What do you got to say about that?
He's been muted, folks. That's what I have to say about that. That's what happens on this show when you diss the Dolphins.
You know what? I am the host here.
Oh, okay. Sorry. There you go. You're muted again. Anyway, what I was trying to say is that this wonderfulness. I don't know. I think I've been saying that I believe Mac Jones is going to fall to the Patriots. It's just kind of one of those weird kind of things. How like I said, the draft day or the pro days, how the pro days are going with how the throws are. It's like certain people. I think 1 through 4, the way it's looking, unless Atlanta does some weird stuff, I think 1 through 4 is going to be those quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I think those 4 quarterbacks are going to be gone.
Definitely. More NFL draft updates. University of Wisconsin Whitewater offensive lineman Quinn Miners has been offered an individual workout by the Green Bay Packers and a special interview as well. So listen, I can't stop pushing this guy out here as much as I have been. I mean, I'm excited because this kid is a third 3D school, and I mean, how excited I was.
I'm proud of you for pushing these lower schools. You're over here kind of dissing on them, and I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for bringing this.
I'm actually kind of happy too because I believe he's on Miami's radar also.
Yes, he's on right now. He's on Green Bay, Miami, and the Patriots radar right now. as far as those late round picks. So Patriots are a killer when it comes to these late round draft picks. So we'll definitely see
I could
what
see Miami stealing him in their third round.
definitely possible. Definitely possible. We'll see what Miami does if they're able to cheat the check. Bill Belichick.
Quinn,
And then,
correct?
as soon as he steals them, I'll be reaching out and be like, "Hey, can you get your boy an autograph?"
And I'm totally having a moment here. And you said Quinn, right?
Yes.
Yes.
What I've seen in a mock draft actually is that he is projected to fall to Pittsburgh.
Yes, there's another I've seen him a lot. With
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
round two.
It was Pittsburgh and Miami that I've seen a lot of the mock drafts in for
And
the
honestly,
second and third round.
I can totally see a Pittsburgh, steal of an offensive guard in the center. How many
Yeah,
times does
yeah.
Pittsburgh sit back, pluck away awesome guards and centers, and then,
Mhm.
they
Now with
utilize the
Ponce,
moment?
if now that Ponce is retired, Pittsburgh will
Yep.
definitely be looking to fulfill that replacement. I'm not sure if there will be a replacement, but
Yeah.
we'll definitely see how that rolls.
I totally agree.
All right. Moving on to the to more on the bird's nest. Stanley Cup preview. Who is on the rise and who is on the slump? Albatross.
Man, honestly, I really want to get your take. Your team right now is the Washington Capitals. Let's get real, right? Let's just be honest. Um, how do you feel about their position right now? Let me ask you that question. I started to rebuttal with such a question so quickly, but how do you feel
Yeah.
about the positioning? We just watched a preview possibly of your first round matchup with the Boston Bruins, and obviously Alex is sitting at a high moment in his career, possibly going to be ranked third in all-time scoring. So, how do you feel about the team? Let's talk about the number one, seed in the East.
Well, I mean, I'm just gonna put it point blank and simple, right? This this whole this team itself, I love them because they made small moves, as those small moves made a lot of changes inside of the lineups. With the guys with the before the trade deadline, the trades that they've been making, the improvements they've been making with the players that they've picked up and let go. They're just trying to win. They're in win mode right now, and it showed against the Bruins, which is a very big matchup. It's a very big matchup, and right now, I think they just can be Stanley Cup contenders. Definitely. And actually, that was my drive-by, guys. I definitely think Capitals have the tools
Ooh.
right now. I definitely think the Capitals have the tools right now to snatch this championship, Stanley Cup. So that's my take.
Ooh. I. Honestly, man, I would normally agree with you on a different date, but I have to disagree with you because I feel like the team that right now is sitting the best out of everybody is that team in Colorado. I feel like the snow is built up enough on the top of the mountain that the avalanche is coming down on the NHL. We got 64 points in the season right now. I mean, that's the highest out of all teams. I think the control, we already play in one of the toughest divisions. The Vegas Golden Knights, 62 points. You have the Minnesota Wild at 55, the Blues at 44. The division's tough. We already got a good practice. I'm thinking Capitals, Avalanche, Stanley Cup, then we're going to have a wonderful bird's nest.
Definitely, definitely.
So I don't know.
Like you said, you have the Predators, the Blue Jackets, you got the Red Wings. You got these guys who just as good as the Capitals right now. But you got the Ducks. Might I add? Um,
Snoresville. That's what the Ducks are.
hey,
Oh
look,
yeah, they're in the bottom.
they're
They're
just
they're
gonna run into.
dumpster this year.
Hey, listen, man.
They've been in the dumpster for 2-3 years now, but it was like prior to that, we were pretty much making the playoffs every year, competing for divisions and stuff. So it was only a matter of time. They're kind of going through a rebuild phase. I just hope it gets going sooner rather than later, because this whole
Oh
being the
man.
bottom of the division thing the last 2-3 years is not fun.
The Capitals just one of the best teams in the league, but you know.
And then Ovechkin's going to retire, and your team's going to go.
Oh man, so disrespectful. Actually, talking about Ovechkin, he is coming close to what is the all time first all time goal in history. This is history, guys.
Yeah, most goals scored. He's number 5 on the list right now.
Number 5 on the
And they
list, and looking to become a number 1.
Right. Well, he won't catch him this year. I mean, the all-time scorers
You never
list.
know.
I'm gonna make sure I get my numbers right, but I'm pretty sure that the record was Wayne Gretzky at like 897, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
And right now he's sitting 5th. He's on pace to be, possibly 3rd by the end of the season. I mean, just the fact that we're talking possibly 3rd, him catching Yager by the end of the season is huge. Right now Brett Hull sits at 4th with 741. Yager sits at 766. And then you have Alex, at 730. Obviously, he's going to catch. I think he probably. It says here Marcel Dion had 731, but I believe he passed him already. So this list isn't quite updated. But he's gonna, he just has to score 9 more goals, and he catches Brett Hull. The next jump, you go to 766. Howe is sitting at number 2 at 801. Then you have to go almost another 100, another 93, and then you get to Wayne Gretzky at 894 all time. But let's just call it clear. Just the fact that we're watching a player that's continually played hard and at an extremely high level
at his
age, still. And just
sounds like the LeBron of the NHL, folks.
It's definitely a good reference, but I mean,
he's been LeBron before LeBron was LeBron. Okay.
The other day, what was it? The game before you guys played the Bruins. I can't remember who it was. I was watching a playback, but he just controls where the offensive pace is, and he slid back into his zone. He was almost at the blue line, and he just sticks his stick up in the air to let the guy know, hey. And he points at his guy, pass it to the back, to the guy in the very back. He passes it to the center. Immediately, I mean, there was not even a split-second hesitation. The guy immediately passes it to Alex, and Alex puts this slap shot from probably 15, 20 feet away, and just back of the net. No question about it. This is a beautiful shot. And it's like, that's why this guy is one of the greatest scorers in NHL history. And it's just unfortunate. You never hear people talk about Alex all the time. And I think there should be, we talk about countdowns and people counting down to break records this and break records that. And why aren't we talking about this record? I mean, this is huge. So I think, maybe we should just do something on a personal level with the old Bird's Nest and do an Alex countdown to number
guy.
1.
Talk about the Penguins, this guy.
We're not going to talk about the Penguins, okay?
Hey, the Penguins are playing good again. Crosby,
isn't that good old Sidney Crosby?
Yep, Crosby always playing at a high level. But that team they play more as
watching him.
Remember who he came from.
Crosby's an excellent player. But I think the biggest thing was I believe the Capitals added was it Mantha in that trade deadline move, and that I believe, or did Mantha go to the Bruins? It was either the Bruins or the Capitals. I can't remember which one he went to, but that I think was a big move. You get him from the Red Wings in a place where he really wasn't fitting in, but I think he's going to fit in well. Here's the Bruins.
Will he now? Will he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I think honestly, wait, it's been a minute. I need to look at the conferences again.
They're all changed.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's been a while. Is Pittsburgh and Washington in the same conference again, or are they? I can't remember. Can we have an Ovechkin Crosby Stanley Cup?
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
I'm pretty sure they're both in the East, so no, you
Yeah.
can have a conference
final. I think that's what we're gonna have in the conference final. That's what I'm getting to. Is wherever they can meet, I think we're gonna have those two meet in the playoffs, and I think that's great for hockey. And
There'll be
that's
no competition.
definitely something we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how Crosby and Ovechkin were going at it and dueling. It's going to be great. But until then, stay tuned for that episode.
Definitely. Moving on to the MLB. The MLB is shaping up for some teams, others not too much.
Like the Diamondbacks, you're right. Even though we took that, if I remember right, did we take that division from you, or that not division? Did we take that series from you?
I'm pretty sure you did. Right now, the Nationals are handing out division or series wins like cupcakes.
It's the beginning of the season. It's the beginning of the season. It's okay. You guys can.
We took one of those nice cupcakes, nice and early. We needed it. We're not gonna have many all year. It's fine.
Actually, no. We went tied. The series was tied. So
okay. So they were like half the cupcakes.
They didn't want to give out the full L. So I get it. I get it.
Get a tie, okay? You get a tie.
I think. I mean, what about right now? What's going on right now? We got top of the 8th, Cardinals 11, Nats 5. Like this is I think this is just what we're gonna see. I'm putting it right now. Another dynamic soaring moment by Al. The Nationals are going to stay in the mediocre category for the season.
Cupcakes. That's funny. Well, we lost our gangster penguin.
Oh man!
So we'll have to see what happens there. He decided. Oh, here he is. He had to go perform a drive-by real quick. He's back now.
I upset him with the update. The 11-5 loss.
Yeah, so. He had to go check it out. So, I think so. Where we're at here and what's going on. Oh, the poor Padres. They're getting better. They're getting up there, but still falling short and got swept by the fools that are the Dodgers. I mean, the Los Angeles Dodgers. I can't stand that team. What are they, the Yankees now? Like, you have so much talent, it's stupid.
Oh, the only difference between them and the Yankees is...
the owners? Oh, okay.
Right, no. The biggest thing is that this is a lot of... there's a lot of farm-bred talent within this Dodgers team that you're seeing. And that's the way they've done it for a while. They took the moment to spend the time to get the people to create the team. Then they sprinkled the little happy pieces on top with some money that, of course, they have. Mm-hmm. So, I think that's the biggest thing about the Dodgers. And that's the reason why the Dodgers, through 2 weeks and a weekend of a full, of the full season, are by far the number one team. I think no question. Just for the simple fact, it's just their depth. Their depth makes them so much better than every team that they play, and that's what's going to be hard for them to get around. A lot of teams are going to go up and play them and be able to match them, but as soon as that depth gets in there, it's not good. So I think it'll be interesting to see how everything pans out for the Dodgers. Obviously they're 13-2. I believe it's 13-2.
Gonna have to throw some L's out there eventually against some G's. Can't let them get too far out there.
Right. I mean, they're starting extremely red hot. They haven't been losing anything.
No surprise.
Should the Nationals be worried with Steven Strasburg possibly getting surgery on that shoulder all over again?
I mean, at this point, you guys just need to just cut your losses and be done with the kid. Like, he can't stay healthy to save his life.
Mm-hmm.
That's clearly evident. I mean, it sucks because he has so much talent. It's unreal. Like, when the dude's on the mound, he's an ace. There's no doubt. He's one of the better pitchers in the league. Like, he has great velocity, placement, knows what he's doing. But being able to get multiple starts out of him has always been the question.
Yeah,
And he's going through major surgery. Like, sorry, dude. Like, you can't. Like, how long are you gonna wait for this guy to finally pan out?
yeah. I think he threw his shoulder out early in his career. And that was when we literally had almost nobody other than uh the other, I forgot his name, but Steve, it was either Steven Strasburg or that guy, and then when
Gio Gonzalez
yeah,
is one
yeah,
of the
Gio,
guys.
thank you, Gio Gonzalez. And so Gio Gonzalez also was injured too, so Strasburg had to take most of the load work as well. They
Well,
threw his
then,
shoulder out. He threw his shoulder out early in his career, and so I think now it's starting to play a big factor.
well, not just that, but like think about this. He had injury issues with a cap on his innings, even as a
Hmm.
youngster. He's never, ever, ever, ever worked those max innings like a Verlander would have, like a Felix Hernandez, aka the last pitcher to throw a perfect game. Like there's certain guys that we won't see it happen anymore, though. It's just the way the game has changed. The MLB is not about inning crunching monster pitchers. It's about that 6-man rotation to come out, minimize your wear and tear on these arms, and have them just absolutely explode on these batters for 5 innings. 6 innings is like super long, which is crazy to think about. We had guys like Nolan Ryan pitching at some points. I mean, look at his innings pitched; it's just insane. This guy was pitching like 300 innings per year, or like it was crazy. I don't even know
Mm-hmm.
how he pitched this much, but it was just different in baseball then. But I don't know. I think Strasburg. I mean, considering that there's one team in the NL who has a worse record than the Nationals, I think is kind of a underlying statement of where that team is at. There's a lot of issues there. Just the fact that you guys made it to the World Series, winning your World Series, I think it's just kind of one of those moments that you capitalize on your window. You took the chance and rolled with it. But I don't think the Nats are in for very much fun times looking forward. I mean, just the way this team is just operating so minimal. And I give it another month. If you guys can't turn it around in a month, then I don't think we're going to see much different.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like, listen, man, we won that championship, and that championship. Honestly, I have to owe it all to bringing in Max Scherzer that year.
Yep.
He pretty much changed the whole dynamic of that pitching lineup, and it helped Steven Strasburg a lot. Steven Strasburg lasted the whole season,
Yep.
and we was able to capitalize on it. But now I just don't see what's going on. I think COVID has taken a big toll on the team itself. And now I'm just looking to see, how everything plans out. I'm used for the Nationals to start in it slow, so hopefully they'll be able to pick it back up by the time the playoffs start.
I feel like since you said you were used to the Nats starting so slow, I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about the team that I'm used to starting slow, but isn't starting slow right now. We're going to talk about the Mariners real quick. We're going, 10-6,
Ooh.
first in the AL West. By the way, just took the weekend series from the Astros. Yes, I said it. Thank you. Bye bye, Astros. We got plenty more to play against you. Woo! Man, we got a game against the Dodgers tonight. We're getting ready to play a series against them. We got some tough games coming up. The guys are playing good. The guys are playing strong, fast. They're kids. Like, this is great to see. The moment we got rid of Cano and Cruz and every single person pretty much on that team pretty much gave up on the fact that Felix is ever going to pitch in the postseason. Never did happen. The fact we've been just hovering outside the playoffs for multiple years and then just dumped everybody, dumped all the farm system assets in here, and to see these kids playing right now against arguably some of the best teams that are going to be in the playoffs. I mean, the Astros are going to get it straightened out. They're going to be one of the better teams. It's just talent. The Dodgers, we're playing them right now. This team's unbeatable. Unfortunately, you probably watch the M's get beat, but hey, if we can knock some runs in and take care of some business, it'll be great to see for a youth movement on that Seattle side. So it's just absolutely exciting to be a Mariners fan. I know there's not many of them, but have been, and love to see it.
Yeah, I'd be happy to see the Mariners get back in the postseason. That'd be nice.
Are we though?
Oh yeah.
See if they can make a run. Speaking of a team I'd like to see back in getting a run, breaking news, the Chicago Bulls just upset the Boston Celtics 102-96 final.
Woo, baby.
Led by
Doubles.
that late season trade acquisition. Vucevic 29-9, folks. 29-9.
Oh man. I love it.
Doing big things with Zach LaVine away. Tatum had 14. Jaylen Brown had 23. Wasn't enough. 29 is the number, folks. Boston catches the L.
And look at Kobe White over here. 19 points, 7 assists, 3 ribbies.
But what's more interesting is what we're going to get to here in my dive bomb moment of the day in this NBA section. Let's talk about the greatest shooter to ever shoot the basketball, Steph Curry.
Ooh.
Let's talk about the man who's single-handedly scored more three-pointers than every franchise in a week, Steph Curry.
But I'm going to say it. I'm going to take the moment and say it.
I'm going to mute you.
No, you better not. I wish I could ever get the moment to ask him, did you ever shoot layups in your driveway? Did you ever shoot a jumper in your driveway that wasn't from the end of the driveway at the street? I wish I could ask him these questions because I know he probably would say yes. Obviously, he's a basketball player, but I mean, this is this kid's shot. Did I expect anything else? No. At Davidson, what would he do? He'd just step across the half-court line and he'd shoot a three. We all knew this is what he was going to do, and it was silky smooth. I guess what I want to see from Curry at this point is I want to see that leadership level jump up. It was just like LeBron. LeBron had the talent, and he showed that he had the talent. But it was when he stepped up to that leadership role and started leading these teams. Right now, Golden State's on that precipice moment. They're hanging in there. They're looking for that play-in game.
Well, yeah, this is why I bring them up. They're currently leading the Philadelphia 76ers 98-92 with 2 minutes to go in the fourth. And within that, you have, this guy by the name of, you might have heard him, Steph Curry, another 40-point night.
So, all right, I'm going to say it. Here I come, driving around the block. All right, so I'm just going to flat out and say it. Do I think Steph Curry is an excellent three-point shooter? Of course. That's what he does. Is he a clutch shooter? Can you trust him? In the playoffs?
Yep.
3 seconds left on the clock.
Sure can.
And shoot the basket.
Sure can.
Okay.
Do we forget what he did against Oklahoma City Thunder? Do we forget what he did against OKC? And that great team with Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant when they were down. That's in the playoffs. That's what changed the series. That's what changed the whole dynamic of the NBA. That changed Kevin Durant going to the Golden State Warriors.
That was like one game. That was one game, though. But can you trust him? Can you trust him? He's missed those game-winning shots.
And he's made them, too.
Yeah, he has. But to be honest, because I've had this question while I was getting your haircut, I've had this question in the barbershop. And I think, me personally, I would trust Damian Lillard better. That's just me.
Well, yeah, come on, that's game time. That's game time. Okay.
That's not much of a difference between the two because they both shoot the range very well. And if you look at Dame in crunch time, he actually has better crunch time
Finesse.
like
Finesse.
makes.
Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. He has
But
much more finesse. He has much more finesse.
no, he just made a couple more threes or a couple more game winners than Steph has. That's just the difference. Here's one too. How many times has Steph actually had the chance to make the game winners because his team's actually blowing him out by like 10, 15, 20 points?
Good point.
This one makes it better. This one makes it better though. This one makes it better is because it's easier to say that when you have all-stars on your starting lineup. When you don't, it's easier to say that. It's easy to say that when you have Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, and even Boogie on your lineup. It's easier to say that.
Well, yeah, you don't
It's
make the
easier
game
to say
winner.
that. But then when you look at, I mean, I'm just saying. You know, I'm not downplaying Steph Curry at all. I think he's the best. I think he's the best shooter to ever come into this league in this generation. I think he is the best shooter, you know, in this generation, you know, of talent. You know, I think he's the best 3-point shooter. But
Where's my mute button? All right, I'm jumping in here. Damn. Okay,
but
Okay, hang on. We'll mute you. No, I'm just kidding.
no,
Not me.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and I'm driving around the block again. The reason why I'm actually not mad that the Bulls lost today. I'm not
They
mad at the
won.
Bulls. I mean, won. I'm sorry,
Get
they
it
won.
right.
I'm
The
not
Bulls.
mad that the Bulls won
The
today,
Bulls.
but I'm so happy to see that the Celtics went on a 6-game winning streak before it got snapped tonight. And honestly, I'm gonna actually give that to the changes that has been made before the trade deadline, and that's what it matters. Having Fournier there, you know, from Orlando, it helps a lot. And then I'm happy Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown is arguably the best dynamic duo in the league right now. I am saying it. Nobody's going to argue with me.
I'll argue with you. LeBron and AD when they're healthy. Go on.
When they're healthy. When they're healthy.
You said it. You didn't say. You said in the league. I'm just saying.
They are. They've been bowling. They've been bowling.
When those two are healthy, the title goes through LA.
Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown is right now is the best efficient dynamic duo in the league.
Yeah, until LaMelo returns.
As soon as Levine comes back and Vucevic and him get going,
Yeah,
no one's
just
stopping it.
wake me up
Levine's
when
playing
that
at an
happens.
all-star level.
Wake me up when that
Levine's playing
happens.
at an all-star level already. I mean, you can't deny
That's right.
it.
AD's on the return. He'll be back in the next week or so.
Wake me up when that happens. Wake me up when that happens.
Right. But here's the point I was going to make.
Go on.
The biggest thing with Steph Curry is I feel like, yes, okay, let me clarify. He can make his own moves to create his shots, okay?
Whoa.
But I do not feel like his ability to create the shots are as good as a Damian Lillard or as good as a KD, as good as a LeBron James. I feel like my team, if I trust my team 100% with Steph Curry on there, that team knows who's taking the shot, but my team better do the right things to position him perfectly to be able to give him that, you know, ability to execute like he does. And I've watched this kid make shots with people in his face. So I know he can make the shot with ice in his veins. There's no question about it. There's a reason why he passed Reggie Miller, who, in my opinion, I think was one of the greatest 3-point shooters of all time. I'm a Bulls fan. I'm an MJ guy, and I couldn't stand Reggie, but man, that guy could shoot the ball. So I don't know. I think Steph Curry, I just want to see him jump up to, like I said, the next leadership level, take that move, and start to show these guys who are on his team right now what to do to take that next step.
And I think that's what's going on right now. Go ahead.
I got a question that I want to ask you guys. The NBA playoffs is within reach. Right now, in both conferences, who is hot right now at this moment? Top 5. Who is hot? Who is hot in the West? And who is hot in the East?
Well, I mean, unfortunately, this might sound like a moment, but technically, Golden State's pretty hot in the West right now.
Yeah.
Up until they lost the other night, they were on like a 4 or 5 game win streak. and then they lost. And I think they've won like 2 straight again, and they're getting ready to upset the Sixers, who are one of the best teams in the East. But besides that, I mean, you got the Phoenix Suns. You got to talk about the Phoenix Suns. Those dudes are the real deal. Like they
So
have totally turned it up.
That's why I thought the first team was going to come up.
Yep.
Come up in the conversation. But Golden State once again is in that conversation.
You know what? I'm gonna dive bomb you. Golden State is my team that's gonna make that run, and they're gonna meet the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. That's what's happening.
Well, I mean, look at the teams that are 8 through 10. Grizzlies, Warriors, Spurs. All of them are sub 5, or 2 of them are sub 500 right now. One of them is at 29 and 26. The Warriors have lost one, but they're, the win streak is at 2 for the Grizzlies, and the Spurs won their last game. The Warriors are making the right moves at the right time. They're going to position themselves to play some teams that they can beat. They're definitely a much better shooting team than the 2 teams they're going to be playing in against. And then we go over here, to the East. The bottom, again, the East is. I'm proud to say the East has gotten stronger. Finally, it's taken a while, but the East has gotten stronger. Down here, at the 8, 9, 10 again, Hornets, Pacers, Raptors. We'll see. The Bulls are sitting right there, right behind both of those teams. So if the Bulls I think honestly, if the Bulls make the right moves and win some games here to finish the season, we could easily make that the play-in game and do good things. So I'm going to say Warriors West are my pick and the Bulls are East. I'm going to be a homer.
Okay.
I would say a cold team real quick would be the Hornets once LaMelo got hurt. They definitely kind of were starting to become stagnant. The Lakers fell quite a bit when LeBron and AD got hurt. They were definitely a cold team there for a while. I know they're kind of equaling, kind of balancing out a little bit, but they're definitely not where they should be. Boston goes from hot to cold. Like there's times like right now they're doing really well. So let's see if they can keep it up. It's just like coming into the season, you weren't quite sure what you're going to get out of them, and then now they're kind of getting going. They're kind of on a roll. So I'm kind of curious how that's going to go. Out through the rest of the season. But so far, it looks good. It's always been about the postseason with Boston though, and Brad Stevens. They can always get there. They just can't ever hit that punctuation when they need it to.
Yeah. Nope. Hot in the East, I'm gonna go with Philly. They're just playing just good ass basketball.
Really good basketball.
They just playing really good basketball. It's just they're firing on all cylinders right now. Cold in the East, I'm gonna have to agree with Condor on this one. It has to be the Hornets. Since LaMelo's injury, their stock has went down, and you can't show that. I get that, when the leader is down, the team feels it, but at the end of the day, you're in a playoff race. After the All-Star weekend, it's the playoff race. You just got to keep pushing. You got to keep pushing regardless of what happens. Hornets just have to do something. They have to step up. The West hot right now is Phoenix. I love what I'm seeing there in Phoenix. I just love the coaching. I love the players. They're firing all cylinders right now. I want to see this Phoenix and Golden State matchup in the playoffs. It's going to be a crazy matchup. I definitely think it's going to go 7 games. And I'm looking to see. I'm looking to see that Steve Kerr versus Steve Nash coaching battle. So that's going to be amazing.
Steve Nash is the coach of the Nets.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Just saying.
I'm sorry. The
totally made him lose his point there.
Yeah. No. My bad. I was looking at an article. I was looking at an article, and Steve Nash Steve Nash name came to mind, but
I think Monty Williams or someone like that's the coach.
Yeah, Monty Williams.
Yeah,
my
Monty
bad.
Williams.
Yeah, Monty Williams. But listen, this is definitely going to be a matchup that I want to see right now. But cold in the West. For
The
me,
Thunder losing 10 straight.
yeah. Like, what's
Oh,
going on in
oh,
OKC? What's going
oh
on? I
my
tell you what's not.
Rebuild,
God.
I
major
can tell you.
rebuild.
I can tell you what's not going on. Basketball. That is not what's
Oh,
going on.
Yeah, I knew this season was going to be good for the Thunder when they got rid of Chris Paul and they got rid of Steven Adams, and they
yeah.
kind of got rid of the last couple anchors that really held that team in place. And when they did that, I mean, now we're starting to see the result. Like, it is 100% major rebuild going forward. They will be building this team again around Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Now, that being said, they have like 27 first round picks between now and like 20 years from now. No, just
Right. It feels like
seriously though,
that.
they have so many first round picks over the next couple of years. It is insane.
Sounds kind of
So,
like the Dolphins, right?
right, it's weird. So, time for them to turn those into, some players that manifest into good things. And I think OKC can be right back in it. I mean, Shea Gilgeous is a super talented player. Him and John Morant are, in my mind, they're very similar players. They're very good at attacking.
I'm gonna throw this out there, and I don't know if you guys want to agree with me or not. So
Disagree. Oh.
let me go ahead and drive around the block again.
Where's my
Um,
Oh.
Magpie's draft guy is Luka Doncic is looking to be the next generational LeBron James.
I mean, yeah, I can agree with that. Luke is on another level. I
Yeah,
love
I
watching
think
Luca play.
yeah, I just think that he in his own personal bracket of athleticism, skill, just everything all at once. And I think that if he stays consistent, I think that he can be the next generational LeBron James.
I
But
think
is the
he could be
defense there?
right. I think his defense is getting better. I'd say overall his scoring is always going to be there. When it comes down to it, I think we're going to see Luca probably is one of the greatest European players ever. I just think that's just kind of it's there. I mean, the
Dirk,
bar's up there with
Dirk set
Dirk and Manu and all them.
right.
Luca, even okay, if Mark Cuban is saying they're expecting this kid to be bigger than Dirk, then that says it all.
Well, he better bring a championship because Dirk brought a championship
I
after a
think
lot
it'll
of hard
happen.
work.
I think it'll
Yep.
happen. I think they've been trying to put the right pieces around him. They've
Yep.
been doing really well about that. If Porzingis can actually stay healthy, that little glass leg man, just oh my gosh, if he could stay healthy, those two together, great duo. They have such a good high-low game. You have to give Porzingis respect for his three ball. If you don't, he's gonna make it. He's gonna hurt you. And then as soon as you respect that, well, that opens up one-on-ones with Luka, and he's gonna make people pay. Like it's just one of those things. That's what you want in basketball, but it's not going to happen all the time because Porzingis has glass legs and arms, and the whole body's glass. And you throw a pebble, and he's broken for half a season.
What's his name again?
Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah. So his legs is poor. Okay. His legs are poor. Okay.
They're terrible.
There's no nutrients inside of his
Well,
legs.
I don't think his legs are poor. I think his legs probably have a good bank account. But I think what you're trying to say is his legs are weak. He's got some weak legs. Look like some chicken strips.
No, they're poor. Okay, like they're poor. Okay, they're
That's
poor.
funny.
There's
Well,
no
poor.
financial
in
gain.
more breaking news, the upset has been complete. Golden State is now officially back at 500 at 29 and 29. They just beat the 76ers, giving them their 18th
Nice.
18th loss of the
Yeah.
season. And then you have Curry 1 point away from dropping a 50-point night on 10 of 17 shooting for three. So another night of making 10 3-pointers. What in the world?
But
Yes,
I would
definitely.
like to see a shot breakdown, though. I mean, how many
Oh,
shots
here it
did he
is. Hang on.
take from anywhere
So-
else but three?
He was 14 for 28, so he shot 50%.
But he made 10 threes, so 10 of his shots, right?
Yep.
10 of his 14 makes were
And
from
then he was
three-point.
10 for 17, so he took 17 of his 28. So 10 of 17, he made 10 of those. Then he had 3 rebounds, 5 assists with his 49 points in only 37 minutes. Where Andrew Wiggins played 42 points, 6 of 11, 1 for 2, had 16 points, 10 rebounds. So, I mean, certain people were playing good. Kayvon Looney played a big minute role tonight and had pulled in 15 rebounds. That wasn't bad.
But see, look at that. He took 17 of his shots from 3-point. When you hit 3, your numbers are going to just dynamically, they just faster.
And it's crazy because he still hasn't taken 20. I was wondering if he's going to do it. He's never shot 23s in his career in a game. He's never shot 20 in a game.
Might as well at this point.
Coming down to the end of the show where we actually haven't done this in a while. Let's be honest.
The show has been amazing. I'm out. Oh, just kidding.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Don't shut us down this time.
Okay, bye.
Oh my God. So let's be honest. It's a segment that we like to do where we pretty much say our final word. And it could be anything. It could be anything that transpires into the next episode.
Patrick Mahomes is not the greatest quarterback of all time. See how that works?
Boom. That is actually Condor's dive bomb, everybody. Condor.
Last dive bomb of the night. It was a big one, but it was a good
one. Let's be honest. Albatross. Come on, man. Give it to me.
M's are going to take down the Dodgers, baby.
Oh, nice. That was actually Al's dynamic soaring. He soared real high for that one.
Hey, not that high. I'm still down here on planet Earth.
Let's be honest, Condor.
I think with the signing of DJ Fluker, I think it's safe to say Miami will not be drafting a lineman at number 6. So therefore, I think number 6 is Kyle Pitts. It's happening.
You just keep dropping these dive bombs, bro. Like, let's be honest. I'm just gonna be honest out here. The Nationals will end the season as being the number 1 seed in the
What?
Oh my God. That was horrible. Do you know what honest is? That's horrible. Like, I'm sorry to all the viewers.
I'm sorry.
That was
I had to get a reaction out you guys. I just wanted to get a big reaction
honestly,
out you guys.
Really, the face that we both had looked like we smelled like a fart or something. Like, it was nasty.
I just had to get a reaction out you guys. All right, I just had to get a reaction out you guys. But,
I need some air, folks. I need some air.
Turn the gravity back on. We need to come back down to the planet Earth here. All right. So where are the Nationals not finishing?
Let's be honest. I think Jason Tatum is playing his best basketball right now. And I think that he is top 5 small forward in the league at this moment. I don't think nobody else will be argumentative about that. I know I sound like a homer, but let's be honest. Luka Doncic is one of the most athletic shooting guards to come out of the draft of this generation.
Yep.
Amen. Boom.
Boom.
Drive by. Run it down. We're gone. See ya.
We're gone. Peace out.
So, guys, thank you for tuning in with us tonight. This is Condor. I am Magpie, and this is Albatross. You can definitely find us on Facebook. This is the Bird Nest, powered by Velocity Sports. You can find us on Facebook. If you have any questions, fire away throughout the week. We have daily updates and weekly updates, sports weekly updates. All right, everything sports. And then you got it, you name it, we have it, we'll broadcast it. All right, you guys have a good night. Thank you for tuning in with us. Good night.
See you next Monday.